A cigar-shaped ship appeared over the airport base. These cigar-shaped ships were over a mile in length. One of them landed on the airport landing strip area. The back of the craft opened up, and several hundred young men with huge heavy weapons came out of two sides of the ship and formed a protection line around the ship. And the people at that airport base, the commander, had a meeting with the individuals that were aboard this ship. And this particular rate that landed those ships and that are seen in these huge cigar-shaped ships, they are a black race. They look like African American. They were about 6'4", 6'5", huge weapons. And if you've ever seen a race of people that were conquerors, that had never been conquered, they've got this look about them of arrogant. That's exactly what these extraterrestrials had. And they informed these people at this American Air Force base that not only were they from a militaristic society, but they had controlled a large portion of the galaxy. That
I wanted to share some audio from the guy Norman. He talked about on the rings of Saturn, NASA, I think it was NASA or somebody seeing jet black people that were 7 feet tall.
Okay, but if there are craft, there are beings.
I call them vehicles, okay?
Right. So are you not positing the idea that those vehicles contain, beings who are, maybe like us?
There's one image there that shows black people getting off.
So people with dark skin getting off?
Not dark, black.
Black skin?
Really black, yeah.
Were they tall?
Yes.
Very tall?
Yeah. Well, they got out the doorway. I don't know how high that is, but say 7 feet would be probably a conservative estimate.
Okay, yeah. So it wasn't the Rings of Saturn. So he wrote a book about the Rings of Saturn. He wrote a book. The reason why he wrote that book is because when he got the space images back from, I think it was Voyager, he saw structures on the rings of Saturn.
Okay.
Like actual structures that appeared to be man-made. Also, he saw something that, according to him, was similar to some type of an advanced space vehicle that was doing something to the rings or interacting with the rings in an intelligent way. But what happened was he was the head of Ames Research Facility. Now, this guy that we're talking about, Norman Berggren, I think it's important for people to understand the full depth of the person that we're mentioning right now. Let me read a little bit of his bio right quick, okay? Norman Berggren, he joined Lockheed Missiles and Space Company, now Lockheed Martin, where he was the manager of planning and analysis of flight tests for the Navy Polaris underwater launch missile system. During his 13 years at Lockheed, he also served as a senior scientist, having responsible analysis and cognizance of special space satellite applications. After a short tour of duty with Nielsen Engineering and Research in 1971, he founded Berggren Engineering and Research, parent Berggren Research, founded in 1999, especially for the World Wide Web activities. An associate fellow of the American Institute of Aeronautics and Aeronautics AIAA. He is active as a leader in congressional visits, day events on Capitol Hill. I mean, I can just keep going on. The guy's resume, his bio is 10 miles long. This guy was the head of Ames Research Facility, which is one of the top aerospace companies at that time in the world. He obviously had access to the command center. And now, so when Apollo 11 finally gets to the moon, and like I said, they went to the moon, but they lied about it. Why did they lie about it? They lied about it because there was technology up there, scraps of things that didn't look to be rocks that they wanted to bring back. And they didn't want to show the general population of the world what was up there. So they went up there it was a reconnaissance mission to get this stuff, bring it back with them, at the same time broadcast this barren landscape to the world using a combination of real footage and a combination of fake footage to paint this psychological picture to make us think it was a cold, dry rock when it actually isn't. It is a cold rock, but there's a lot of things going on up there that don't make any sense, like translunar phenomena and everything else. Well, this guy, Norman Berggren, he's in the facility when the images are coming back down from Apollo. And this is from the actual first moonwalk. And what he sees is this massive ship or vessel of some sort across the crater. And ironically, we have the audio from the black box from the Apollo 11 where Buzz says they've landed across the crater and they're watching us. This is a publicly available audio that anybody can download directly from the Space Agency website. Well, Norman backs this up and says the same thing, but he says he sees the images come down. He sees a door open on this vessel, and he sees 7 to 8 foot tall black people getting out. And the interviewer goes, or they just, what do you mean by black people? He goes, black people getting out of this ship. And he was very adamant about it. The video has been on my YouTube channel for probably, I don't know, since 2014 at least, I guess. And you can pull it down. It's an interview that he did with, I forget the young lady's name now, Project Camelot. So Project Camelot, Norman Berggren interview, you'll be able to find it. This guy is, like I said, his resume can't get any better. And so we're talking about a person that's not insane, a person that's not crazy, and a person that has a lot to lose by me even making a statement like this. And his statement matches with the Apollo black box as well. The fact that Buzz alluded to the fact that somebody had landed across the crater. And on the way to the moon as well in the black box, the Buzz and Neil called back to Mission Control because they saw something following them outside of their cabin window. So they asked NASA, Houston, they said, Houston, what happened to our, the rocket booster? They called it a different name, but the rocket booster. And Houston was like, what are you talking about? That thing was a jettison a long time ago. It's already in the ocean by now. And Buzz said in the interview, this is on one of my documentaries that I'm in called Docuphobia, Buzz goes, we didn't want to tell them what we were really seeing because they would abort the mission immediately and bring it straight back. So we just observed it and we tried to throw hints to them to see if it could have been something, but whatever it was followed us to the moon. So like I said, guys, there's a lot going on out here, and what's going on, they want to suppress it. They don't want you to really know what's going on. So they got you thinking the Earth is flat. They got you thinking there's a dome structure. They got you thinking there's no such thing as space. The average person doesn't really even understand, Rich, that we're breathing in. We don't just breathe in oxygen. I remember one guy was attacking me with all this propaganda, fake information, it's fake science. And I go to him, okay, let me pause you for a minute. How many gases are you breathing in right now? The guy says, gases? What do you mean gases? I said, yeah, you're breathing, right? You're alive. You're breathing in atmospheric gases. What's in these gases? He goes, we're not breathing in gas. It doesn't exist. I go, really? Well, let me suck all the gas out of this room. You're not breathing in just pure oxygen, number one. You're only breathing in 21% oxygen, a combination of helium, hydrogen. You're also breathing in krypton and argon. All these gases make up the oxygen, the air that we actually breathe into our lungs. Only 21% is oxygen. The rest is other gases. So there's a level of intelligence, there's a level of study, being a real student of science that's missing from a lot of these theories that have gone awry. And a lot of people are, unfortunately, becoming fanatical about it and have taken it to the level of fanaticism where it's turned into a religion.
So are you not positing the idea that those vehicles contain, beings who are, maybe like us?
There's one image there that shows black people getting off.
So people with dark skin getting off?
Dark black.
Black skin?
Really black. Yeah.
Were they tall?
Yes.
Very tall?
Yeah.
How tall? Do you know?
Well, they got out the doorway. I don't know how high that is, but
Well, what?
I think 7 feet would be probably a conservative estimate.